Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with the news of the Montgomery County Council for this second week in October. And we start this week with the semi-annual report from the Montgomery County Planning Board. Council members have asked planners to add Stage 4 of the Clarksburg Master Plan to its work plan. It's a request that has some concern about how future development could affect the watershed of 10 Mile Creek. Right now, there are 3 developers that have filed to have public water and sewer extended into their properties near the creek. It's all part of the retail expansion the residents of Clarksburg have been waiting for. However, council members say they want to see this environmental treasure protected and that developers need a plan to do so before any work can begin.
Our concerns about 10 Mile Creek remain because we've seen that when development takes place, and it's no surprise when you move this kind of earth around, you do have an impact on fragile ecosystems, and 10 Mile Creek is a very fragile ecosystem. And so what we want to make sure, and what we said from the very beginning, is we would revisit our development plans going forward in light of our experience, and that's basically all we're asking planning staff to do. Is if before we go forward with Stage 4 development, we had said we'd pause, assess, and decide whether or not we can go forward under what terms and conditions, and that's what we're asking our planning board to do. That's what the planning board has asked us to authorize them to do.
Several years ago we had a report done evaluating the conditions for going forward in what's called Stage 4. The recommendation of the committee, the majority of the committee, except for the 3 developer members of the committee, was that we should take this thing back to a master plan, that you couldn't address the water quality issues with simple sewer and water changes, that you probably had to look at the amount of impervious surface, and you were only going to get to do that if you went back and looked at the master plan. I think that's critically important, and what we're faced with is we didn't do it then. The developers who didn't want to do it then delayed the council moving forward with the master plan because they pressured people not to support that. And now they're up here saying, it's not fair, we've been waiting, and the fact is the wait was caused by them.
In the past decade, development in the watershed has degraded the creek's quality from excellent to mostly good. Councilmember Craig Rice says finding that balance between development that offers jobs and protection of the environment will be key to this plan's success.
With this being such an environmentally sensitive area, it is extremely imperative for us to not only consider the economic development opportunities, the jobs, and the infrastructure that we promised to Clarksburg, but also balance that with its impact on the environment. And so I think that we have to hold our developers accountable and make sure that if they are going to proceed with a plan, that it makes sure that it has the utmost protections for our environment.
Also this week, Councilmember Valerie Irvin held a press conference to highlight a new initiative that would create a food recovery effort here in the county. It's hoped this new effort will help provide low-income residents of the county with assistance, as well as give this area's nonprofits a boost.
The Council's Implementation Work Group must submit its interim report to the Council by March 31st of next year and a final report by July 1 of 2013. I'm very happy to report that a couple of hours ago, my colleagues on the County Council unanimously co-sponsored this effort, which doesn't happen very often. So we are off and running, and I'm feeling very encouraged by the enthusiasm of my colleagues this morning.
I think it's a great opportunity for people to really see what our residents are facing, because I think it's difficult for people to even acknowledge or understand that we, in such a wealthy county, that we have many people with needs. And this will show not only do we have needs, but we also have opportunity. We have wonderful institutions, wonderful partners here in the county, and we can access the resources that we have in the most direct way possible, actually giving food to those who need it.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.